Good morning. So, with spooky season behind us and capitalism Christmas ahead of us, today I thought we would talk about gifts. Now, I am notoriously bad at asking for Christmas gifts, and it's gotten to the point where my family literally refuses to buy me books. Because normally I will take screenshots or, write things down on the notes app on my phone the whole year of books I've been meaning to get to or books I'm interested in. And at the end of the year, I would just give that list to my loved ones. But they have turned against me. So, in an effort to help you, but also help me, I've decided to compile 5 things that you should consider buying for the book lover in your life. Now, with all of these gifts, I do want to say that as much as I enjoy the idea of buying a personalized gift for an individual that really gets at the heart of who they are as a person or as a reference to something in your guys' relationship, I do, as a religion major, feel kind of conflicted about the way the holiday season in America has developed over the years. And I'm not going to go into, a whole sordid history of Black Friday and the real evils of capitalism and the fact that every freaking year somebody dies shopping. But I just wanted to put that disclaimer in there, especially with a year such as this where, money is tight. People are struggling more than often. I shouldn't say more than often. Certain people are struggling more in different ways. I would also encourage you to do something that my family and I do, where before the holidays come up, we are explicit with each other about what we can and cannot afford and what we are and are not comfortable doing. For example, for many years, we had an age limit. It was only kids get gifts, and once you're past a certain age, you're no longer a kid, because I have a lot of aunts and uncles and cousins and all those things. Also, in other years, we've had monetary limits. One year, I was doing good. I was comfortable with my salary. I was like, cool, y'all, $100. Like that's, to me, that's a lot to spend on a gift, but like $100 or less, I can do that. Some years, like this year, in which I'm a student, I'm working part-time, probably gonna have to be in the $50 range, even if that. So I know those conversations can be awkward, but I promise you it is much better than having uncomfortable tension or resentment because you spend more than you were planning on it, or feeling pressure to buy, a gift for every mom, brother, sister, cousin, uncle in your entire family. So I would just encourage you to maybe have those conversations and have them over text. That's what we do. I mean, I find it to be much easier to just put it all in a group text. But with all that being said, here are 5 gifts that I would recommend for myself, but also for other book lovers. The first gift, and this may be no surprise considering my outfit today, would be an enamel pin. And one of my favorites that I do not have yet is Tell Me What You're Reading book pin from Book/Shop. I love this pin because it's so simple and minimalist. I love the dark blue and the edging around the corner. And that's one of my favorite questions. And I don't mean it in some snooty elitist, oh, when was the last book you read? But I find it to be a really fun conversation question to say, well, what was the last thing you read? Or what's a book you've been meaning to read, or why? Or if it's not even book, is it an article? Is it like I mentioned in my last video, my partner reads Reddit all the time, and sometimes he'll come up with these really interesting, weird topics and facts that I never would have known about, and he never would have known about if he hadn't stumbled across some random thread about the migration patterns of penguins. I think Tell Me What You're Reading is such a great, fun question. And one day I hope to cover this entire jacket and pins, and so I've been actively looking for more that would kind of fit my aesthetic. The next gift I would recommend is a print from Ideal Bookshelf. This is an Etsy shop, so you can find them on there, but does these beautiful prints of spines of books, and I'll put some images up on the screen, and she has all these different categories like Jane Austen and Bronte and sci-fi and Black writers. They're vibrant, they're colorful, I love her aesthetic. You can get them in various sizes, and they would look so perfect in a lovely horizontal frame above someone's desk or above their bed. I just feel like it'd be so fun and sweet to receive one of these prints from someone that you care about, specifically in a category that they know you read. And there are others that are not separated by genre, but are just different titles and such. And there was a point in time where she was doing customized ones. I don't know if that's still an option, but let me check up her name real quick because I'm forgetting her name and I want to shout it out. Jane Mount. There was a period of time where she was doing custom ones, and that I would die for. I would die to have my favorite books in an image above my bed. I don't know if she's still doing that, but I would highly recommend checking out her site. And while you're on Etsy, another shop you should go to is Easy Wholesaler. So you can look for the handheld, circular, embosser with custom library of blank. Now there are a lot of these out there on the internet, and I've seen them with like gold stickers and silver stickers and round and starred, but the reason I chose this one specifically was I really like the simplicity of it. This embosser imprints the image on whatever page, and it's just the imprint. There's not another like sticker or layer or anything at all. I like the clean minimalist lines, and I like that it just says library of blank. And then you can insert their name there. I will be getting this year, whether I buy it for myself or someone gets it for me, and I cannot tell you how much I will enjoy going through all of my books and putting my little library of Hey, it's Shay. Another reason I think you might like this, if you're someone like me who loans book very frequently, is so people remember things that are your property. Now, I probably should not be one to talk about returning books when a Tinder date gave me a book of the Dexter series and then never texted me again, so now I have one of the books of the Dexter series. But in general, please return books when you borrow them. And frankly, I just think my like inner crafty child will have a lot of fun going through all my books and putting library of Shay on them. Another Etsy gift, as you can tell I spent a lot of time on that site, is another print shop called Frequency of Love. Now, these prints, as you'll notice, are unlike Ideal Bookshelf, are for a variety of subjects, but I was drawn to them for the prints about authors. This really vibrant, colorful style, very energetic framing. I don't really know how to talk about art, but I know how it makes me feel. I would love to have a wall with the Toni Morrison and the James Baldwin and the Octavia Butler. I just today finished Parable of the Sower, and it's like, guess who's a sci-fi stan now? Like, I would love just to have a collector's wall of these prints in a very unique style of authors that I respect and admire. And again, like this Etsy shop has a lot of different prints of people from all different backgrounds, artists, activists. It's not just authors, but I was leaning towards authors to kind of stick with like the bookish theme of this video. And finally, the final gift that I think would be lovely for a book lover in your life is your favorite book. Yours, not theirs. I have a copy of The Hobbit that my dad gave to me with an inscription in it, and I've kept it for my entire life. He got it to me when I was maybe like 10 or 11 years old. I've read The Hobbit twice. It's not my favorite book. It's not something I return to year after year, but I keep that book because I love his love and his attention and his like little sarcastic comments that he puts in it. Because at the time he gave it to me because he thought Harry Potter wasn't that good. And he's like, you know what? If you're going to read fantasy, you need to read The Hobbit, which some people would argue is a very valid opinion. But it's such a lovely thought to have someone give you a book that says, this is something that I love. This is something that really will tell you a lot about me or reminds me of our relationship, or this book reminds me of you. I find that to be such a personal, intimate gift. And in a similar vein of listening to the music that the people you love listen to, or watching movies the people you love watch, I feel like there's something very respectful, like it shows you a lot of respect for their opinion. And as I said, just like lovely and intimate and sweet to say, hey, that movie you've been raving about since the day I met you, I actually watched it, and like whether or not you liked it, let's talk about it. Let's have an opinion about it. I don't know, like, is that a love language? Like actually reading, watching, and listening to someone else's recommendations? Because if it is so, then it is mine. And when you get that book, if you get that book, please try to get it from an independent bookstore. And if you'd like a recommendation for how to do that, I would recommend bookshop.com. Not sponsored by them at all, but I wish I was. If you're someone who is, because of safety reasons and COVID, or just my busy schedule and personality, I'm not gonna walk into a physical store and buy this book. I just wanna buy it online and be done. You can do that on this website. And the money that you spend goes into a pool of earnings that is then distributed, excuse me, I always struggle with that word, distributed, damn it. I am struggling. It goes into a pool of money that is then given out synonym, to various independent bookshops and booksellers, even ones that are not part of this cohort. But if you'd like to go to a specific bookshop in your area, you can search for independent books in your city, or independent bookstores in your city or in your state. And then you can go to those websites and buy a book from one of them individually if you would like your money to go to a specific place. So I just think that would be a really, really creative way to not only give to a person in your life that you love, but also give back to some of the stores that have been struggling the most during this pandemic, and in general in our industry are struggling, where you have wholesalers like Amazon being able to sell books for, pennies of what they're worth, and everything else that they sell, all the other money they're getting from Amazon owned products, allows them to do that. And there's really no way that these other independent stores can survive selling, the new the new Eddie S. Glaude book, or the new Obama memoir for $4. So for whether it's books for yourself or books for someone else, I would highly recommend going to independent stores, independent websites, or using a site like bookshop.com. I hope some of these gifts tickled your fancy, made you think. Maybe you'll pick some up for some of your friends. Maybe I will get some of these for Christmas. But regardless of what holiday you celebrate or why you want to give someone a gift, I hope that you have fun in the process of giving it. And if it feels like an obligation, then maybe that's a sign that you and this person need to have conversations about your relationship, or about your family's expectation about spending money and gifts, and perhaps equating capitalism and money spent with care and love with you have for a person. And no matter what, I hope you have a great day. Bye.